Approximately 90 kilometers from the Galway City, along the wild Atlantic coast of Ireland, lies this small but beautiful town of Clifden. I have been living in Ireland for 4 years now, and I'm disappointed by the fact that Ireland has one of the lowest number of public holidays in the world, and definitely the lowest in the whole of Europe. This year, the Irish government decided to add Imbolc as an additional holiday. Imbolc is a traditional Gaelic festival that marks the beginning of spring, just like Basant Panchami in India. Imbolc is also dedicated to Saint Brigid, so I decided to make the best out of this public holiday and ventured to Connemara for a day trip.
I think I missed one of the diversions somewhere.
These cows are really camera friendly.
So hi guys, finally I am here in Clifden. I took a one-day trip to Clifden from Galway. The bus behind me is the Citylink bus by which I came. I took a 1.5 hours journey from Galway City. So Clifden is just a small town in the western part of Ireland. So today we'll explore that. We'll take a bike hire.
It's Clifden bike shop. It's just next to the bus stop, isn't it?
Yep, just right there.
Yeah.
So, and it's a 500 watt battery with a 250 watt motor pushing you along as well.
Okay, I will take an electric one.
You need your name,
Yeah.
home address, mobile telephone number, where you're staying. We give you a helmet, which is compulsory, a high vis, and a bicycle.
And do I need to give any deposit fee or just that 50
No,
euros?
you just leave your pay for the bicycle.
Yeah.
And you leave ID behind. So.
Oh, okay, I do.
So
Okay.
then we need a signature and an ID left behind.
This is the Verve electric bike with Bose motors, right?
Yes. And then if you're feeling tired, you can put it into the turbo. But the
Okay.
turbo mode, you only get about 40 kilometers out of the battery.
Oh, okay,
So you're
that's
doing
how.
20 and 10.
Yeah.
Plenty of battery and turbo, but you know, keep it.
I will keep the sport mode on.
Which up to you. I'm going to show you the map and everything there.
Sure.
We are here in town, start finish. Okay. You head down the end of the road and you've got the supermarket Super Value just here.
Okay.
And then you follow the signpost that says Sky Road. You come up the Sky Road, past the Abbey Glen, you come flat along the road to Clifden Castle gates.
There is an upper road and a lower road, isn't it?
Yeah. This is it. Look, Sky Road, lower Sky Road.
So I started my journey from Clifden. It's a beautiful town. It looks really nice. So many colorful houses.
Clifden was founded by the endeavors of just one rich guy who inherited lots of property. This guy was John D. Arcee. He founded Clifden in 1812 when he was just 26 years old. I decided to stop at this place because I found this house to be really picturesque. It's really beautiful. And look at the thatched roofs. And it's so well maintained. There is a hill over the backdrop. I kept on cycling along the upper Sky Road loop, occasionally stopping at viewpoints. So I have arrived at the most popular place in Clifden, the Sky Road.
So this is the downhill road. So that's why the road is really smooth and I don't have to paddle at all. It's just flowing like that. I like the downhill climbing. It's really easy. Oh, hello my friend. I see you again.
I forgot my gloves. I'm freezing.
Really? I did forget my gloves as well, but I think I'm okay.
Okay, so I met Laura at the bike rental shop. She was on a regular bike. The regular bikes cost around 25 euros. I kept on bumping onto her several times on the road.
He was right. You have to stop in every.
Yeah, a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
That's really nice. I have a drone as well. I'm looking for a right spot to fly.
It's too windy for the drone.
30 kilometers. I think up to 38 the drone can handle, but it's still windy. You are right. It will not be that easy. Small narrow roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Camera friendly cows. These cows are really camera friendly.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing.
I kept on cycling until I was lost in wilderness.
There is Atlantic Ocean to the left, and there are some beautiful houses to the right. This is the motorway. I'm not really supposed to be here. I think I have lost my way. This is the Sky Road loop, and this is the motorway, N59 motorway that leads to Galway and Clifden Strait. So once you are lost and the Google map doesn't work, then the maps are your best friend. It says the Clifden Castle viewpoint. I was here, then I took the road straight all the way, and I think I missed this diversion. Maybe that's the reason I am lost.
So I cycled back to the point where I missed the diversion. The plan was to take the lower Sky Road, visit Airport Beach, and then head to Clifden Castle.
This is the point where the upper and the lower Sky Road actually meets. So I had to take a left turn from this point, and it's 3 kilometers down there where I can go to the Airport Beach. But on the other hand, what I did was I went straight. I did not look at the map. I went straight all the way 7 kilometers. Then I came back. So that's like a lot of exercise for today, but I still have a lot of things to cover. But I'm going to the Airport Beach now.
I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things.
It's so cold right now that I can barely even speak, and at the same time the wind makes it really hard for me to speak. The landscape is very, very beautiful. As much as the landscape is beautiful, proportionately the weather is shite. No offense. I'm literally freezing. I'm hungry and I really want to take lunch. I am heading back to the Clifden town now. The Airport Beach is a very small beach. It was really sunny in the morning, and then all of a sudden it becomes windy and chilly. Thankfully there is no rain today.
I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you.
So now I am in the Clifden Castle. It's a ruined castle, and it's one of the most popular tourist attraction in Clifden. Unfortunately, it's a cold February afternoon and I cannot see anyone except the sheep and cows around. I am the only person who is at this place.
Clifden Castle was built around 1818 in Gothic revival architectural style as a residence of John Darcy. Yes, the same guy I talked about earlier in the video who founded the Clifden town. If you visit Ireland, you can witness more than 3,000 ruined castles, many of which are built in Gothic style. There is a Chinese proverb that wealth doesn't last for 3 generations. When you look at the several castles in Ireland like the Kylemore Abbey or the Clifden Castle, so the story is not very different. The Kylemore Abbey is another beautiful castle less than 20 kilometers from Clifden town. Although now it is a popular tourist attraction, but the Clifden Castle is in ruins. So what went wrong with the Clifden Castle? What happened was the successors of John Darcy couldn't maintain the large estate during the Irish famines in the 1850s. They sold it to English barons. Over time, they could not maintain it, and then there was a lot of politics around the ownership of the castle and the Darcy estate. Due to several legal battles from 1894 to 1935, The castle couldn't be maintained. Well, this is not a very unique story. Many other castles in Ireland also have a similar kind of fate or similar stories.
You know, in the earlier time, Europe had feudalism. So a lot of big plots of land and these kind of big houses and castles, they used to be owned by these manors. But over time, these manors, the family members of these manors could not keep up. They could not maintain these castles. And I think over time also, when feudalism ended, a lot of land had to be given away to the common people and to the government. So that's how over time, when the families lost their power and they could not manage the wealth financially, they were not sound. So that's when they started to sell a lot of belongings of this castle. And today there is nothing inside this castle. It's totally empty. It's open 24 hours. So it's like a bhoot bangla, you know.
I cycled back to Clifden town for a late lunch at a restaurant called Off the Square. The restaurant serves traditional Irish dishes. To be honest, there were very limited options when you have to choose from the menu. So I ordered roast chicken and ham and coffee. I really needed that coffee after cycling for 4 hours in the chilling weather.
So this was a nice restaurant. I just had my lunch at 3:30 p.m. But that was nice. The food was also good as per the prices.
I kept exploring the Clifden town and the two amazing churches near the town center until I stumbled upon a restaurant called the Marconi Restaurant.
Why is there a Marconi restaurant here in Clifden? So Marconi was an Italian engineer. So he is famous all over the world for discovering the radio transmission. What's his connection with Ireland, especially Clifden?
Marconi had received a grant of $80,000 from the Canadian government to build a station at Galway. So he was trying to send radio signals for communication across the Atlantic Ocean. So the station he built in Clifden was used to communicate with another station in the Galway area of Canada. Marconi moved to Clifden to set up his radio transmission station in 1907.
Marconi amazed the world by sending and receiving wireless messages 3,000 miles across the Atlantic.
Okay, this guy was a genius. But do you know when he gained the real popularity? So it was during the rescue operations of Titanic. Yes, in 1912, when Titanic sank, there were two radio operators employed by Marconi's company in the ship.
We've struck a berg.
They sent some SOS signals and it was detected by RMS Carpathia that went to save the people. I really liked how the old Clifden railway station was repurposed into a shopping center, museum and a hotel.
They've converted that into a museum and they have set up a few shops, souvenir shops, restaurants. That's really a wise thing to do. You take the ruined buildings and make them something commercially viable. And this is the old railway station of Clifden. It was mainly used to transport some goods to other nearby industries. There is just one Aldi and one Tesco in whole of the town. So back in the days, in the 1900s, Ireland used to have a very good railway network. The railway network in Ireland used to be more than 5,300 kilometers. Today, the railway network in Ireland is less than 1/3 of it. So a lot of these railway stations were used by British people to transport goods, and later when Ireland became a republic, many of these railway stations were actually closed.
The Galway Clifden Railway officially opened in 1895 and eventually closed in 1935 due to financial losses and increase in private car ownership. Although the population of Clifden town is less than 1600, I personally think that having a high-speed railway connecting Galway to Clifden and the small towns in between would ease the pressure in the housing market. Compared to other European countries, Ireland has a severe housing crisis in its cities. Further, it has one of the worst public transport network in Europe. Even the trains are slower than many trains in India. You can often see protests going on in the streets due to the lack of affordable housing. Many working class people and students don't have a choice but to live in the city as most of the universities and industries are located in the Galway city. In the last 1 year after the Russia-Ukraine war, hashtag Ireland is full was trending on Twitter. Maybe the Irish government reevaluates its policies surrounding the public transport in the country.
There are just like 3 buses every day from Galway, especially in the winters. Maybe in the summers they have more buses, but still you need to plan things ahead if you are coming to Connemara by public transport. Public transport in Ireland is not the best.
Anyways, as it started to get darker, I returned the electric bike and waited for my bus. Since it was cold, I decided to get a pint in the nearby pub. With all the nice memories, I managed to get a nice break from my busy monotonous corporate life.
That's a wrap for the day, and it's already evening. I'm waiting for my bus. The bus would be here in a few minutes. So, bye bye. See you next time.